So for the major scale, we have a rule that governs it, which is the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Or you can say whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Previous class, we have already identified our white keys using C as our reference point, as our starting point. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Does that sound familiar to you? Your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Let's now look at that rule. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. In the previous class, we have talked about the semitone, moving from one key of the piano to the very next key, either to your left or to your right. Either you are moving from left to right or you are moving from right to left. So, for example, this is our C, key C. If you move from this C to this very next key, black is C sharp, you are moved a half step. A semitone is equal to half step. But if you move from C directly to D, you have moved a whole step, or you have moved a tone. Because moving from C to D, you have to first move a semitone plus another semitone. So 2 semitone will give you a tone. So it means that you have moved 2 half step, half, half. So half plus half, that makes it a whole step. So from C to D, you have moved a tone. Then from D to E, you have moved another tone, which means that from D, you have moved semitone or half step plus another half step, making a whole step. Don't forget, a whole step is also the same thing as a tone. Just take note of that. Remember in the previous slide, we said the black keys are arranged in 2s, in 3s, in 2s, in 3s. So look at these 3 white keys, where you have within them the 2 black keys. And the next 4 white keys, 3 white keys, 4 white keys, 3 white keys, 4 white keys. That's how you break it into blocks. It will help you to understand how to play your music, so that you don't just look at the whole keys and get overwhelmed by it and say, I don't even understand how these keys are arranged. Now, because you have broken it down into blocks, it will help you to be able to connect them one to another. So let's now look at the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So let's take the first tone. From C, you have semitone, semitone. It gives you 1 tone. So from C to D, you have a tone. So put that aside. So the next tone, how do you get it again? From D to E, because you have moved half step, half step. So you have moved another tone. So between this C and D, you have a tone. Between this D and E, you have a tone. So in the next rule, you have to move by a semitone. So the next note after E is our F. But you will now realize that between this E and this F, there is no black key. But when you were coming from C, you first encountered this black key before you landed on D. You encountered another black key before you landed on E. But when you moved from E to F, there was no black key. So in between them is a semitone. Then we have the next one, tone again. Semi, land on this, gives you a tone again. So from F to G, you have a tone. So from G to A again, you have a tone. From A to B again, you have a tone. Then from B to C, there is no black note in between them. So you have a semitone, but you have come back again to C. So you have now followed a particular pattern that took you from this C to another C, which is an octave. And that is the rule that guides the major scale. So you now have so between C and D, tone. Between D and E, another tone. Between E and F, you have a semitone. Between F and G, you have a tone. Between G and A, you have a tone. Between A and B, you have tone. Then between B and C, you have a semitone. And that is the rule that guides the major scale. So if you now look at them from this end, you will now see that the keys actually is a mixture of black keys. Can you see? It's a mixture of black keys and white keys. So it is when you are now able to break it into blocks here, then follow the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone pattern. That is how you now be able to understand your scale. So from this C again, if you That's the upper C. You still follow the same pattern. So you see have you have run the scale. The same pattern is what you are going to follow using another key. If we pick the next one, which is D, if you move from D to the next white key, you have moved a tone following the pattern tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone to construct your major scale. So from D, you have D to E. That's a tone. Now, don't forget that between this E and F, you have a semitone. But the rule says that you have to move by a tone. So, if you are going to move by a tone, it means that you are going to move 2 semitones. So you have 1, 2. So that is telling you that after E, the next note is not a white key, it is a black key. Unlike in the key of C, where in the scale, in the major scale, everything is a white key. It's only C that makes use of the white keys throughout. But other keys, they make use of mixture of the white and the black keys. And that's the reason you need to understand it with the key C. Key C will help you understand it better. So now using the same rule, your D, then that's tone, tone. The next rule is to move by a semitone. And the next key after it is what? Is G. So you have D, E, F sharp, G. Can you see now? Then the next rule says that you should move tone, 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 semitone. So you have another tone, 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 semitone. Did you see? From this B, you are still supposed to move a tone. But the next key after it, which is a semitone, is a white key. So you add another semitone to it to make it a tone. So you have a black key. Then you move another semitone, you land on another white key. So if you now look at the major scale of D, that's D major, you will realize that we have 2 black keys, which is the F sharp and what? And the C sharp. We have 2 black keys in the major scale of G. So, and that's why you now have did you see? You can now use the rule tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone to construct your next key, which is the key E major. You can now do for others following the same rule. For your practice, the fingering, the rule of 3, 5, when you are going from left to right. Then when you are coming from right to left, when you are running your scale from right to left, you have 5, 3. The rule 3, 5, 5, 3, which is your first 3 fingers, which is the thumb, the index, and the middle finger. These 3 fingers first, you have. So when you now want to complete the remaining 5, you bring your thumb to the next key. So when coming back again, you have 5, 3. Run the 5. Then you want to complete it with the remaining 3. Is that understood? Let me run it again. 3. Or better still, you can even count it yourself using numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Then you start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then that's when you are going from left to right. Then when you are coming from your right to your left, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. For your left hand, it's going to be 5, 3. When you are moving from left to right, then when you are coming back, it's going to be 3, 5. So it's vice versa, which is, this is my left hand. Can you see again? That's my left hand. Practice that on your piano. See you in the next class. Follow us on Facebook, Oluwatoyin Akiriyin Jesu, and on our YouTube channel, Oluwatoyin Akiriyin Jesu. Also on our Instagram, Oluwatoyin_Akiriyin Jesu. Like this video, comment on it, share it, and follow us. God bless you.